Alright, what's up guys? Bit of a different video today. I've been seeing these tier lists going across all of YouTube and Twitter and Reddit and everything, and I just thought, they're so much fun, maybe I'd hop on the trend, probably get some more views, they're exciting, they're fun, they're people's opinions. But then you think, what do I know about? And like my passions is soccer, and as a season ticket holder, Western Sydney Wanderers, I've been to most of the games as much as I could have. I'm a ticket holder in the active section, and so I get a pretty front row seat of seeing these people. So I thought, I'll do a tier list of them for this season. This season was pretty bang average, honestly. We didn't even make finals, so not a lot of great stuff, but bit of fun. I'm a bit of a glass half full guy. So let's get into it. Let's have some fun. Alright guys, so we are here. I've taken the liberty of going through and getting all of the players, try to get their PNG photos from where they get the cutouts for showing the squads. There's a couple of people that you can see here. Bernie Abini up here, Carl Robinson obviously doesn't have one, Jordan O'Doherty, and Tate Russell that I've had a lot of trouble finding one. I just ended up couldn't, and Bernie Abini just has one from a different club. But yeah, I'm just gonna. I don't know what really I'm gonna do. I have no set thing. I have no plan. I'm just gonna wing it and see how we go. Just get some opinions out. Like I said, I usually go to the games, so I don't really have a lot of the stats. So if I talk about a player and doing things and it's wrong, it's just, I guess it's how it appears on to my eyes. If their stats aren't as good. So we'll start with the obvious. Bruce Kamau, S tier. He had the season of his life. He was banging them in. He felt like the only player in our squad that had some sort of flair. You take on a player and create something. Everything else just felt so robotic, so stagnant. But when Bruce Kamau got the ball, you were excited. You felt like something could happen. And joining him in the S tier is going to be, where are you, Mitchell Duke. Signing him back on loan, best thing that we did all season probably. The guy just plays with his heart on his sleeve. He cares about the team, He wants the team to do good. And obviously I'm not saying that this guy's Tim Cahill, but he reminds me a lot of Tim Cahill. His ability in the air, because he's not the biggest bloke, he's not the tallest bloke, neither was Timmy, but he just, seeing it in person, it's crazy. He just hangs in the air for so long and wins almost every header against defenders that are bigger than him and stronger than him, and even the other strikers on our team. He's usually how you play target man, poacher, target man wins the headers, poacher goes and gets them. He looks like he should be the poacher, but he wins way more headers and is way stronger than he's given credit for, I reckon. See, those were the two obvious standout to me. I'll try to get some A tiers done, because these two are the only two that I feel they are the bread and butter, absolute throw the fucking book at them if you can, because I want to sign them, which is kind of ironic because they just announced today, well, they haven't announced it yet, but it came out that Kamau's leaving to Greece on a 3-year deal. Fuck my life. Duke is going back to that club on loan, so I say throw the book at them, but they're both already gone, so. And can you blame them? Because we're a bit shit. Ziggy Gordon, new signing. Amazing player. I think the only thing keeping him from being an S tier is the fact that we had our leakiest goals, our leakiest defense in ages. We were just fucking leaking goals. But this guy, you could not put any of the blame on him. He went out there and fucking killed it every single week. He was incredible. He was almost like a cult hero. Everyone loved him. Everyone wanted to, he was the guy, So just really good season from Ziggy Gordon. And then with Gordon, I'm going to put in Margush, the goalkeeper. He was phenomenal this season. I almost feel like he could be S tier, but I just don't remember any times that he took over a game. There was no real game where it just felt Margush just can't be beaten. And this might be a bit of recency bias, or like the opposite of recency bias, because of the goalkeeper before him, Daniel Lopar. I remember I was there for the Sydney Derby game where he basically won us the game on his own. And there were so many games that he just did that for us. And it just didn't feel like Margush had that. But he was very good. I don't even remember a single mistake from him all year. Just didn't, I guess, have one of those games where he just saved anything that like was outrageous. He just, you know, kept plugging along, was just doing his thing, you know. So then we're going to go with Graham Dorrans in the A tier. He was the rock in midfield. He was incredible. Probably the only thing keeping him from being an S tier is the fact that he got too many yellow cards. He got suspended like twice or 3 times because he just couldn't stay out of the book, you know. And there are a lot of games that we needed him. Probably needed his leadership, needed his like rock in the midfield. So, you know, probably A tier. Who else can we put around here? This is difficult because there's not going to be a lot of really like good players because we had a shit season, you know. So let's go to B, and I'll start in the B tier with let's go Mark Natter. This kid, 18 years old, no one's heard of him before. Then Dylan McGowan gets out with an injury before the Central Coast Mariners game, and he comes in, starts, and fucking kills it. And was our left side centre back for the entire season. He's got a good left foot on him, man. He's got good passing range, and I think that's what was needed from a left centre back and a right centre back, was because with the way that we played with our wing backs, they bombed up and down and up and down. You know, so you need those left centre backs to be someone that was stable with the ball in case you need them to handle it. He had a good ping on him. Could switch the play really nicely, but I feel like he got exposed. Maybe his inexperience got exposed a couple times. I remember there was a Wellington game that I believe we won 4-3, and he, like, I feel like all 3 of their goals just came from his side because they were just, I think, like in the pre-game talk they singled him out and just like fucking abused that side. So yeah, Natter. I feel like this is going to be ironic because there's a lot of I'm going to put a lot of defenders here in this B tier, even though, and then we had one in the A tier, but we had like such a shit defensive season. Danny Wilmering, he was very good when he played, so that's why he's going to be here. I know he came back from a long-term injury, but his fucking delivery on crosses was second to none. He should be the set piece taker in the team. I don't know why he's not already. I don't know what sort of hostage situation Troisi is holding on our coach, but it should be this guy. And he had a very nice goal to score, his opening goal, and that was a nice feel-good moment I was there for. Another defender going in is going to be Thomas Aquilina. This guy, again, I feel like came out of nowhere. I don't remember him. Maybe I'm being a bad fan that I don't remember him before this season, but this guy is fucking Usain Bolt on crack. He's that fast, and he just took over a couple games that I remember. The Sydney Derby game, this guy, he was playing his fucking skin out. I feel bad for him because the only thing he needed was a goal. He a couple of times he went in and I think he hit the post a couple of times, had a nice save, but he just never managed to get into a score sheet. One critique that I will give of him though is that he doesn't seem to have a left foot as a left wing back. So when teams understand and see that he can just cut in every single time, it sort of leaves the guessing game, and they can sort of like make a quick gamble, you know, again, just gamble in on it because they know that he's probably going to do the same thing every time. B tier, Tate Russell is going to be here. This is weird because I feel like this guy there's got to be something internal, and I don't want to start shit, and no one's going to be watching this video anyway, but watching the games, it felt like the ball would go right centre back, centre back, left wing back, back. And then every time he's got so much pitch to ground to work with. He's got a crazy amount of stuff, and they just don't give him the ball. They refused, I guess, to give him the ball. But when he did have the ball, he was making things happen. So I don't know what happened, if this was a tactical decision or if he was like some internal crap, but he was very good when he had the ball, and he did score a very nice goal on like at the second or third game. I forget when it was exactly, but I'm gonna have him there because I got excited when he was on the ball. You know, it was something that you felt like you could feel something was gonna happen. What else can I do? Who else can I put in if I'm being nice? Let's put in Keanu Bacchus. This is probably going to be a bit controversial because Bacchus, I feel like at the games is seen with a lot of scrutiny. People feel like, oh shit, it's Bacchus, you know? But this kid, I like him. He grew up with us. He's been playing with us for ages. He's going to the Olympics soon. And probably just gets put in a shit situation by the coach. He just feels like he's good for one mistake. But I feel like apart from that, he's very solid and he just does his job, you know. He's a CDM. Like, I don't know what people expect from him. He's not going to bang in a lot of goals. He's not going to do a lot of good things. He tackles people, he passes the ball, and sometimes he goes for a run. I feel like he's very good at his job, just he makes the occasional mistake. And when you're a defensive mid or a centre back, like as some people or a goalkeeper, like any of those defensive positions, you make one mistake and then all of a sudden, bang, there's a goal. So I feel like people give him too much flack, but that's where he's going to sit for me. Next to Jordan Much, who... Oh, let's just go back here, just in case the screen goes over my face or whatever. Jordan Much, someone came in. I had a lot of high hopes for him. I watched him play back when he was at, I believe he was at Crystal Palace years ago, back when Mila Jedinak played for them. And I thought he was a good player. So seeing a Premier League proven player come to our team, I was excited. And he was good when he played for us. He was actually very good when he played for us, but he just didn't play much. I don't know if it was because he's old and would get injured or if his body just couldn't handle it, but it just felt like this guy wouldn't play for us. So the only thing keeping him from being higher, I believe, is just the fact that he didn't get much game time. Same as Daniel Wilmering. Alright, and I feel like that's all I can really award a B tier to. Let's go C tier, and I know people don't like him, but I'm going to put Carl Robinson in the C tier. I don't think he deserves a D tier. He wasn't that bad. I guess, yeah, okay. He was pretty bad because obviously we didn't perform in that, but we did score our highest goal tally in a long time, and there was a lot of exciting football being played, especially at the start of the season, and it just felt like we sort of imploded on ourselves at the end. But, before we got stagnant, it felt really exciting. And then in the middle of the season, we just went through a really rough patch and just refused to change anything. We kept playing the same 3-4-1-2 or 5-2-1-2, whichever you want to call it, wherever you want to put the wing-backs in the midfield or the defence. But he just wouldn't change it over and over. He kept starting the same players over and over, that even though they could not do anything, they were proven not to do anything, it just wouldn't happen. So, I'm going to put him there because I feel like there could have been a lot more from him. Someone else that I feel like there could have been a lot more of, James Charisi. I was excited for him. A lot of people didn't think shit of him, but I was excited for him, and maybe it's just like fond memories because I was there when he scored the winner in the Asian Cup final. But it just felt like he just wasn't asked half the time. He just couldn't get anything going. But there were a couple games that he showed up to play, and it just reminded us this is the guy that we try to sign. I remember away at MacArthur and at home against Adelaide where we won 5-0 or something. You know, that's this type of player that we wanted to sign and we wanted to play, but we just didn't seem to get. In the C tier, who can we put, man? There's a lot of players that I want to put in the D tier, but Ugarkovic. Let's put Ugarkovic here. He came in mid of the season, and he did not like. I just feel like why it was like such a why signing. You know, he's a good player. Like he's not bad. Tidy, I would say, actually tidy player. But it's just so unnecessary. Our midfield was the stacked area. It was the place that we felt like was our best area, and that we didn't need strengthening, and yet they strengthened it. And it just felt like he didn't add anything. He didn't take away anything, but he didn't add anything, and added something in a part of the season where it felt like it was needed. You know. So he can go there because he wasn't really bad, but he wasn't good. I'm going to put Simon Cox here. Maybe I'm being too nice to him. He didn't have a great season, honestly. But when he came in, he did his job. You know, he tried, like he worked hard, and maybe actually he is probably a D tier, but I feel bad for him because spending the COVID pandemic in a country away from your family, he had to choose between staying here or going home to see his kid, like his wife give birth, and that's gonna fuck with your mind, and that's probably just it probably just shut him down, and he just didn't have the mentality to play, because it's an important part of the game. So it was really unfortunate to see that happen to him, but I think I'm going to put him into D tier and then replace him with Bernie Abini. And I fucking hated Bernie Abini with a passion because put Bernie in the D tier. I'm being too nice to these guys. Just fucking shoot it straight, myself. Bernie Abini was so fucking bad. He came in, everyone Bernie fucking Abini, we snatched him from someone, I forget who, and he was one of the few players that played for Sydney that I used to rate when he played. But he gets on the ball, he's this big, tall, lanky guy that's fucking quick, he looks strong, he's the perfect specimen of build, and he just could not give a shit on the field. He just did not care. Every time he got on the ball, he would run, and then just fucking stop on the ball and look at the ball for 50 minutes, go, and then give the ball away. And every single time, it just pissed everybody off because every time he got the ball, you knew what was happening. And that's why Duke and Kamau are up the top, and fucking Yeboah and Abini are down the bottom, because when one of those two guys up top comes off and one of these two guys at the bottom come on, even Simon Cox, but Simon Cox did not piss us off nearly as much as Yeboah and Abini did. You just knew that nothing was going to be created for the rest of the game, because Abini felt like he had talent but just didn't care, and Yeboah felt like he tried. I feel bad for him because he tried hard, but he just felt like he was shit, honestly. He just couldn't do anything, but then all of a sudden you're slagging him off, and then bang, a couple goals go in, especially Yeboah. Yeboah was good at putting in the back of the net, but overall, in terms of his overall performance, I feel like it was terrible. Terrible. Another person that was terrible, Dylan McGowan. Oh my god, this guy, his name, I feel like you saw his name on the team sheet, and you just dread over your face, because it always felt like this guy is just couldn't give a shit. He just was so casual, so lax, so everything, that it just did not matter to him anything. Oh, we're down, we've conceded 5 goals today, or who gives a shit, I'm just collecting my money. So it really pissed me off that he did that, or not that he did that, but that he was just that fucking, who cares, someone that I feel like maybe I'm harsher to, which means I'm going to put him in the C tier, because I was planning on putting him in the D tier, is Nikolai Muller. This guy, I loved him. He was incredible. He came to Australia, and I was excited again. This is just much like how I felt about much how I felt about some of these other players that I was excited for, like Dorrans and Jordan Much. Last year he created so much. He was so incredible, and this year he could not get a game. I guess he just wasn't in Carl Robinson's plans or something, and I felt bad for him because it felt like, you know, like the joke where it's just like, oh, this guy's probably got like his boss probably caught him with his daughter or something, because there's like, he's got such an unfair vendetta against him. But then when he came on the pitch, you know, like you bring on this guy with 10 minutes to go, you like, make a difference, man. Like, you go on and change the game. And it just felt like he wouldn't, like, it almost felt like he was past it. And I hate saying that because I love this guy, but I guess so. Like, maybe I'm being a bit harsher, and that's why I'm going to move him from the D tier to the C tier, because he did do a bit. Like, he showed flashes of what I know I've seen him do, but you know, so let's keep him there. Scott McDonald, see, I don't know. See, let's just put him in the C tier, because he came in for a job and he did his job. He wasn't shit, you know. It's a pass. He came in like halfway through the season, over halfway through the season, in a signing that was just like, why, what the fuck is going on? Like, what are you doing? And you know, everyone's like, what the, like, and he comes in, first game, Sydney Derby, he comes on and scores. And it's like, everyone's like, oh my god, like, of course the guy that scores is the guy that was slagging off and everything. But I feel like he was brought into the club to be a bit of a mentor, like a top guy for all these young players. You know, there's Kamau, there's Bacchus, Wilmering, Nata, Aquilina, Margouche. Who else is there that's young? You know, like all these other people. Mate, Mudakudis, you know, all these people that are young to just be a leader, like show some experience and help them to push on in their career. And I feel like he did that. Even though he didn't do anything else apart from score that goal, he wasn't really given the opportunity to. So he did his job and he won us the derby. So, you know, how can I hate on that? A couple of people we're just going to rattle off here at the end. Daniel Georgievski, this guy, it was weird. He went from being the first choice player on the pitch last season, and you know, everyone loved him, and then he just couldn't get a game this year. Like, feel like much like Nikolai Muller, but when he did play, he just didn't seem like it was him. And you saw just halfway through the season, he just left. You know, he was gone to Melbourne City and he won the league with them. So I guess good job, but I don't think he got much game time there. He didn't get much game time here, and he just felt like a shell of the player that we saw last year. Jordan O'Doherty just felt like one of those midfield players that you bring in and you just don't care. He doesn't do shit, but he doesn't do good. He's just nothing. You know, O'Doherty, he just came in and tried, but I just don't think he had it. Honestly, Mudakudis, he has the passion. And I feel like he can be a good player, but right now he's not. That he got a red card in one of the last games, and I feel like that like just cemented to kill our chances. You know, it was just some things are a bit of a mental thing that you learn with experience, and I think he might be going to the Olympics with Bacchus. So if he is there, I wish him the best, and hopefully it's like a growing experience for him. Patrick Ziegler, again, another defender that was just not good this year. He did a lot for us, you know. He even became an Australian citizen to like, I don't know if this was the reason, but it helped open up another spot for another like international player, like a visa spot, and that's how we got, I believe, Jordan Much. So it was like, and he did try for the club, but I just feel like it wasn't good. He gave away a penalty in one of the, I believe, in the Sydney Derby that they missed, and just, you know, I felt bad for him because he just, like I said, wasn't good. And then last but not least, Costa Grozos. I really don't know what to say about this guy. The people that I chose for this list, I went on Wikipedia and went to the Western Sydney Wanderers squad and just picked anyone that had made an appearance this season, because I feel like I'd have a lot to talk about on everyone. This guy came off as a sub one time, the whole season, and I must have missed that game because I don't remember it at all. So, you know, I'm just going to put him there because if he couldn't get off the bench, then I guess surely he's not doing something right. And I believe he left the club, so best to him, but he just wasn't there this year. You know, so before I finish the video, I just want to give a special shout out. If this ever circulates, if this ever goes around and anyone ever watches it, Daniel Jurzeski and Bruce Kamau, last year before COVID existed and everything like that, I felt like these two were the only two players that would go around the entire stadium and shake everyone's hand, you know, after a game. And it was just nice to see that level of appreciation given to you. And just I remember Bruce Kamau came back from injury and he was like, you know, good to see you back, and he's like, good to be back. And just little level things like that to interact with the fans goes a long way. And if I was to ever get a Wanderers jersey, it things like with a name on the back, rather, things like that would influence it. But yeah, that is my tier list for the Wanderers 2021 season. You can see that there's not a lot of good players, and it's just very, very bottom skewed because we did not have a good season. But we will see how many of these people are going to be here for next year. I can already count 1, 2, 3. Jordan Much I don't know about. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At least 10 of these players are already gone. I think that Dylan McGowan is going, and so who knows this entire next season. Let's pray that it's a new start. Ziggy and Margouche, I guess, are the best players that are going to push on, and then the young defenders that had an amazing season, I'm just hoping that they kick on and absolutely destroy the next season, because it's been long overdue. We need finals, man. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this different style of video, tier list making. I had fun doing it. So if you want a specific, me to do a tier list of a different, topic or any other type of video, just tell me, leave it in the comments, because it was really fun and gave me a chance to talk and express myself, express my opinions on something I value very highly. So I really enjoyed it. So, I'll just take you to the outro.